Hello everybody, good afternoon. Everybody getting a place. I always say on these wonderful events, we're always pleased if it's dry, so let's all keep our fingers crossed for that. So I'd like to start by extending a very warm welcome to you all, to families, friends, staff, volunteers, trustees and ambassadors. My name's Liz Searle and I'm the very proud Chief Executive here at Keach Hospice Care. We have many events here at the hospice and it's always a special time, particularly as Christmas approaches and we can offer the chance to come together and remember. This year's been different in many ways. We are still experiencing COVID, the challenges of the economy and also the troubling war in Ukraine. Many of us have lost loved ones, many have not been able to spend the time with their loved ones as they would wish. And it's times like this that also reminds us of our grief and losses of the past. But these experiences bring us together, and together we remember and we celebrate life. Many of you know how much it means to achieve the little things in life, and especially at times of great difficulty. We've all been reminded during these events of how important these little things are: a hug, a chat, a shared moment, a precious memory. I'm really proud that here at Keach Hospice Care we've continued to support our community through all these times, and in fact we continue to see more and more families, patients and their friends, which I think is a great achievement. And we still strive to maintain the really personal and individual support that you know so well and is the heartbeat of our hospice. So to our event today. One of our values here at Keach is that we take care of each other, and this event is a really good example of that. Keach is a place to celebrate life and all its rich tapestry of sadness, but also of smiles, fun, joy and laughter. Today, as we light up our tree, it reminds us all of what is precious and what is most treasured. But today I also want to leave you with a message of hope. We hope the darkest of times will pass, and we hope that we will all find peace. I want to finish with a poem, and it's called Light a Candle. Light a candle, see it glow, watch it dance when you feel low. Think of me, think of light, I'll always be here, day or night. A candle flickers out of sight, but in your heart I still burn bright. Think not of sadness that I'm not near, think of gladness and joyous cheer. I have not left, I am not gone, I am here to stay, my precious one. So light a candle, see it glow, and watch it dance, in your heart you'll know. I would never leave you, even when you're blue, I'm always near you, travelling with you. Thank you, and I'd like to just wish you all a very peaceful Christmas, and thank you for coming today.
We light this candle as a symbol, bringing together our sadness, our joys, our uncertainties, our hope. The flame reminds us of our love, of those we continue to love, and of those who have loved us.
A Life Well Lived by unknown author. A life well lived is a precious gift of hope and strength and grace from someone who has made our world a brighter, better place. It's filled with moments sweet and sad, with smiles and sometimes tears, with friendships formed and good times shared, and laughter through the years. A life well lived is a legacy of joy and pride and pleasure, a living, lasting memory our grateful hearts will treasure.
The Buddha and the mustard seed. During Buddha's time, there lived a woman. She married young and gave birth to a son. One day, her son fell sick and died soon after. The woman loved her son greatly and refused to believe that he was dead. She carried his body around her village, asking if there was anyone who could bring her son back to life. The villagers all saw her distress and that the son had died. They knew there was no way to bring him back. In great anguish, she fell upon her knees and clutched her son's body closer to her body. She kept uttering for her son to wake up. Seeing her pain, the village elder suggested to her to consult the Buddha. "We cannot help you, but you should go to the Buddha. Maybe he can help." She immediately went to the Buddha's residence and pleaded for him to bring her son back to life. The Buddha said, "I have a way to help you." "My lord, I will do anything to bring my son back," replied the woman. "Well, if that's the case, then I need you to find me something. Bring me a mustard seed, but it must have been taken from a house where no one residing in the house has ever experienced the death of a loved one." The woman went from house to house trying to find the mustard seed. At the first house, a young woman offered to give her some mustard seeds, but when asked if she had ever lost a member to death, the young woman said her grandmother had died a few months ago. She moved on to the second house, but her husband had died a few years before. The third house had lost an uncle, and the fourth house had lost an aunt. She kept moving from house to house, but the answer was all the same. Every house had lost a loved one to death. The woman finally came to realise that there is no one in the world who had never experienced the death of a loved one. She became aware what the Buddha was trying to teach her, that everyone has in some way been touched by death, and that grief ties people together in ways that is not always seen. She recognised that in order to help herself, she must allow herself to grieve, honouring his life as it had been.
One dark and stormy evening, a man took a small candle from a box and began to climb a long, winding stairway. "Where are we going?" asked the candle. "We're going to climb up higher than a house to show the ships the way to the harbour." "But no ship in the harbour could ever see my tiny little light," the candle said. "My light is so very small." "It doesn't matter that your light is small," the man said. "You just keep burning and leave the rest to me." When they reached the top of the stairs, they came to a large glass dome surrounded by mirrors. The man took the little candle and he placed it in the centre of the room. And very soon the large polished mirrors and reflective glass sent huge beams of light pouring out across the miles of dangerous sea. And that night many lives were saved as the ships avoided the rocks and were safely led into the harbour by nothing more than a tiny little candle. We all have the ability to burn brightly and often beyond our own expectations. Doesn't matter who we are, what we think we can do, or perhaps what we think we can't do. Our job is simply to keep shining. And we must always remember that if a tiny candle can power a mighty, mighty lighthouse, or the smallest spark can blow up dynamite, or a little match could actually start a forest fire, in the same way that little bit of goodness in all of our hearts can actually change the lives of others, and often without even us knowing it. And so we must be a light in the world. We must light up a life. We must shine brightly in our own way. And, like the little candle in the story eventually began to understand, we might just realise how important we all are. And so now it's my pleasure, as we light up the tree, we're going to count down from 3, and then we're going to have some music, and it would be a good moment to reflect. So if we can say 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Why'd you have to leave so soon, yeah? Why'd you have to go? Why'd you have to leave me when I needed you the most? 'Cause I don't really know how to tell you without feeling much worse. I know you're in a better place, but it's always gonna hurt. Carry on, give me all the strength I need. Carry on. It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way. We've come It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Oh,
Time Is by Henry Van Dyke. Time is too slow for those who wait, too swift for those who fear, too long for those who grieve, too short for those who rejoice. But for those who love, time is eternity.
Ding dong, merrily on high, and the bells are ringing. Ding dong, merrily the sky is ringed with angels singing. Hosanna in excelsis. Hosanna in excelsis. It's so heavy, no below. Let's sing, oh bells be swung, and the oh, my Christian people song. Hosanna in excelsis. Hosanna in excelsis. Pray you dutifully cry, no Latin chime ye ring us. May you beautifully rhyme, your Eve-time song ye sing us. Hosanna in excelsis. Hosanna in excelsis.
The singing of our carol draws to a close our Light Up a Life service for 2022. Thank you for coming to our service today. We hope the treasured memories of your loved ones will bring you some comfort at this time, and we send our best wishes to you. We'll endeavour to get you on a bus as soon as possible. If I can please ask you to queue starting from the garages and follow the directions of the stewards. Thank you.
Yeah.